Mm-hmm.
Hi. So can you just introduce yourself and tell us what you did over summer?
So my name is Leia Schwartz, and I interned at the LPGA, the Ladies Professional Golf Association.
And what did you do there over summer?
I was working with event management and marketing in the teaching and club professionals department, and it's a division of the LPGA that helps certify teaching professionals.
Now, how did you get involved in that? Did they put you in that situation or did you ask to be put in that department?
Well, I found out about the internship program that the LPGA had, and I'm a communication and media studies major, and I've worked a lot with social media, and the event management aspect is also something that really interests me in terms of running golf tournaments and all of that. So I found this specific internship, and I felt like it really fit what I wanted to do in life, and the experience that I got really did help.
Now, what other experience did you have prior to working for the LPGA this summer?
So I've worked the Junior Orange Bowl International Golf Championship for since I was a sophomore in high school. I've been doing that. And I've also worked the WGC Cadillac Championship, which is a PGA Tour event.
Now, did you do the same things you did at the Junior Orange Bowl and the WGC, or did you do something different with the LPGA?
It was kind of different because what I did at the LPGA was more of the behind the scenes work and getting the tournament together. And with the Junior Orange Bowl Championship, I was on site for that tournament and working all of the operations, taking pictures as well, and running the social media, and then helping with the scoring and kind of just running the entire event. And with the PGA Tour's WGC Cadillac Championship, I kind of transitioned throughout the years and moved up as I did it. So the first year I was just a junior volunteer working the ropes. And then I got promoted the next year, so I was a marshal. I was on the 18th green, which was an amazing experience getting to see all the players come by. And then the past 2 years, I was an advanced marshal, so I got to follow all the marquee groups and work with the high-end players.
Now, there's a big difference between LPGA and PGA, even though it's just ladies and men.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about that big difference that you noticed working for a PGA Tour event and also working for the LPGA?
I think just the scale of the events and being the difference between women and men, it's the same sport, but the fan base is a lot different also. If you look at the demographics of it, like for the LPGA, it's a lot of older white men. That's the demographic. And the PGA Tour has a lot of younger fans. So we worked a lot at the LPGA this summer on kind of targeting that millennial audience and really trying to bring in more of that. I think the energy is there for both of them. It's just different. There's different people, different passions. The PGA Tour is obviously a greater scale just because more people know about it. And when you look at the history of sports in general, with women's sports versus male sports, there's the typical differences there.
Now, how does like the LPGA and PGA compare? Like working for both, do they, work together at all, or are they two completely different companies? Even though their goals are practically the same, it's just the gender difference.
They used to be more of two separate companies, but over the years, they've actually just formed an alliance with the PGA Tour and the LPGA. So the LPGA is using a lot of mentorship from the PGA Tour, and a lot of the people that worked at the PGA Tour have moved over to the LPGA as well to kind of bring in that fresh face and the new ideas. And the LPGA is able to use some of the PGA Tour facilities for media and broadcasting, and there's a lot of working together there, which is really nice.
Now, was the internship everything you expected, or was it even more than what you wanted it to be? And kind of, do you want to still stay with that kind of typical workday that you had in the future?
So it was a lot different, I think, and I knew I was working with the teaching club professionals rather than the tour side, but it was really nice because I had a lot of independence and liberty that they gave me in the internship, so that's not something that I expected. And with anything that I wanted to do, they let me go for it, and they let me try a lot of new things, and they really took my ideas into account, which was really nice. And I was able to help in a lot of different departments as well. So I went over to the communications department, and I got to have lunch with the commissioner of the LPGA, really talk about what I was interested in, and I formed a lot of great mentors over the summer that I'm really honored and blessed to have made those connections to help me in the future.
So, what kind of advice would you give someone that really wants to pursue the same kind of idea that you had for the internship?
I think really just don't be afraid to dive in head first. And something that they talked about a lot at the LPGA was not being afraid to make mistakes because everyone makes them and they happen. But sometimes the greatest mistakes create the best ideas and the greatest successes. So I think just not being afraid to try new things and step out of my comfort zone this summer is what really helped me succeed.
Is there anything else you want to add, or is that pretty much everything?
I think that's pretty much everything. Just don't be afraid to follow your passion. If you want to intern at the LPGA ever in the future, come talk to me because it was an amazing experience.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.